Hi, welcome to Shelf Starters. Today, I just thought I'd show Mum some of the books I got from the library because I went back and it was very exciting.
I bet
So,
just getting out.
yeah,
Getting out.
libraries are open again. You can walk around. So before, actually, they had been open in London in lockdown for a while. It was just you had to reserve them and then just pick them up and you couldn't really browse very much.
You don't see other people or anything.
Yeah, so I went in and did a full browse. I would say I did not see any other people still. But I did have a long chat with the librarians, which was nice. They were really excited to have people come in. There was no one there. So
they must have been, the poor things. Must be.
Yeah. So I got a bit. They actually asked me when I picked all these things up, they were like, "Oh, do you want them all at once?" Like, yes, I do. Don't worry. I will get through them. So yes, this is the stack that I got.
Wow.
I still have more coming that I've reserved now, but this is what we'll start with. So yeah, I just wanted to show them to you and see. I don't even know what half of them are about, so I might read out some of the backs for you and see what we think.
So are they a mix of new releases? Are we talking?
Yeah, I might do them by genre. How about that? So let's start with poetry.
Yes.
So we have the new Max Porter, who wrote Lanny and Great Physicists and Feathers.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about this. I've heard some mixed things. It's the death of Francis Bacon, who we're going to be reading about in the second Norton Anthology series. Norton Anthology B, I think, is his time period. So I don't really know much about him. And it's such a small book that I really thought it was good to get this out from the library because I'm not sure if I'm going to love it. So didn't want to necessarily pay for it, which is, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I think it's poetry. I guess it's talking about the death of Francis Bacon. I don't really know much else. It's a great painter on his deathbed. Well, little insights into the artist's mind.
That's got to be interesting. Yeah, great.
Yeah, there's that. And then this one I have heard is really great. My Darling from the Lions by Rachel Long.
No,
this one was shortlisted for the Forward Prize for Best First Collection, debut collection of poems. It talks about family quirks, the perils of dating, the grip of religion or sexual awakening.
I've not heard this one at all.
Sexual politics, cultural inheritance. That sounds really fun. So yeah, poems again, just little short snippets will be very quick read. Then maybe I'll do some of the younger fiction, so for children and young adults. So yeah, sometimes I want to do this. This is a series that I have been, well, I've read the first one for. It's a middle grade series. The Incorrigible
one. I've actually seen this one. Yeah. And had a quick
in my library.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sure?
I've seen it in a bookshop. Yeah.
Oh, I've got the first one in your library. So you do have it. It's the first one was about a governess who comes to a old estate, and there's these two feral children who've been found in the woods, and then they've been adopted into this family, and the governess has to look after them and teach them how to behave like normal children. Right. So it's quite cute and fun, and I have no idea what this one's about, but it's quite cute. It's got the little guards from Buckingham Palace up there, so I'm sure they're going to have to go to London probably and do something fun. So that's cute. So this is Pet by a Quaking Maisie. Don't know much about it, but I've read some of their other works and have The Death of Vivek Oji on my wish list. Really want to get to that. This, I think, is just a little young adult / middle grade. It looks pretty young, about monsters, but I think it's all quite metaphorical. So it'll be interesting to see what it's really about. And then The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. I have read other books by her as well. She does young adults, like thriller mystery kind of things. And I actually read this yesterday. So I do know what this one is about. It is these cousins, shockingly, get invited to their grandmother's resort, and they've been sort of cut off from their grandmother, all of their families. For many, many years. They've never met her before, and they're now teenagers, and they've been summoned back to work at this resort and meet her. And it's all very mysterious about why they were cut off in the first place, what happened back when their parents were young, and then the cousins also meeting for the first time, getting to know each other, and that teenage fun. So that was very good. And then we have some thrillers. It's probably the next big thing because we know I love them. So we have, and I don't know anything about them, The Underneath sounds like it's about a journalist, always a good start for a crime/thriller.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Return, got that creepy bath.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, that looks fun. This is actually possibly even horror. So,
Yeah,
which is
I'm not sure.
it looks it.
You're not a horror person.
A classic trope that I love, when friends from college get back together again at like on a holiday, like in a deserted cottage sort of thing. This is at a remote inn. Love that stuff. And then As Long as We Both Shall Live, no idea what this is about. On the back it says, if you try to kill your wife without a plan, you will fail.
So always be prepared.
Yeah. Wife went out hiking when she stumbled on a cliff edge and fell into the river below. It was an accident. But the first wife had also died in suspicious circumstances. Interesting. Then I think this is the only historic. Oh wait, no, this is also thriller, crime. Karen Slaughter, I've read a few of her books before. This is the first one, I think, in a series following like the same agent. Yeah, Will Trent. So that'll be fun. No idea what it's about, but I am sure it's about a murder. Probably. And then historical fiction, Gentleman in Moscow. This has been everywhere. Have you seen this around?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. This is, I think, about Russian spies.
Yeah.
And I think it was that the librarian was telling me that it was Camilla's book club pick, as in Camilla royal family.
Right.
And that they've been doing it, and she had interviewed the author, I think, and apparently he just knows a lot of this stuff. He doesn't actually research that much. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what the librarian told me. He just knows a lot about Russia. And I've heard from others that it's a very good quarantine book because he has to hide out, I think. So it's kind of a book for the times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A book for the times.
That would be, yeah. Then these ones I don't know much about at all. So we have Elena Ferrante. This is her new one, The Lion Life of Adults. I'm not sure how I feel about her. I always am not really totally sure.
I'm not either. I'm not convinced. I know everybody loves her so much, but no, I'm not convinced either. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see what you think.
Okay, so I think it's a coming of age story. From the first sentence of the blurb, it says that Giovanna's pretty face has changed. It's turning into the face of an ugly, spiteful adolescent.
Oh, lovely.
I think it's about her growing up and starting to hate everything.
It's the bitterness, Rosie. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, you're right.
She's so bitter. I can't.
Yeah, transition from childhood to adolescence to adulthood. Yeah, it sounds like maybe she had a pretty difficult childhood, because I think the that trilogy as well was supposed to be semi-autobiographical, right?
Yes, yeah, it was absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So I read I think I read another really short book by her, and it was okay. But you're right, it's got like kind of a bitter undertone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like an angry vibe. I feel like she's an angry kind of book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Rainbow Milk. I know nothing about this, but I have had it on my wish list for a long time.
Yeah, I've heard
about it.
I've heard, but
what does it say? In the Black Country in the 1950s, ex-boxer Norman Alonzo is a determined and humble Jamaican who has moved to Britain with his wife to secure a brighter future for them and their children. At the turn of the millennium, Jesse seeks a fresh start in London, escaping from a broken immediate family, a repressive religious community, and the desolate, disempowered Black Country, but finds himself at a loss for a new center of gravity and turns to sex work to create new notions of love, fatherhood, and spirituality. That actually sounds really good. I'm keen for that.
Yeah.
The great thing about going to the library right now is all of the books are brand new. Like I feel like they've just had so much time to gather new stock and no one's touched them.
Yeah. Cool.
So this has not been read, which is great.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Love in Colour. Also one that I'd had on my wish list for a long time and I don't know much about. I think it might be short stories. Vibrant stories, all about different types of love at first sight, realizing that self-love takes precedence over romantic connection, human emotion,
so it's a whole
decolonizing tropes of love That sounds really good.
Yeah. So lots of versions of different aspects of love. That sounds good.
And across different cultures as well, apparently. So that, yeah, I think that would be cool. And it's blurbed by Candace Carty-Williams, who I love, who wrote Queenie.
Yes.
So that's good. So yeah, I've got a lot of reading ahead of me. And then I think with all these library books, I'm actually going to, so I have a week off work at the moment, which is really nice. But I think I will save these for when I am working there, because a lot of them are lighter kind of reads, or thrillers anyway, that I really enjoy reading after a long day at work. But while I have a lot of time, I think I might smash into my classic collections and get some of them knocked over. Oh, I just try not to knock these ones over. Oh. So I wanted to show you and see which one you think I should read today.
Oh, okay. Show me the choices.
Okay. We have Jamaica Inn, Daphne du Maurier.
Daphne du Maurier, yep.
Which I'm sort of hoping has a bit of that like spooky, rainy kind of weather vibes, because that's what it is like in London right now. So it could be quite an atmospheric read.
I'm sure.
It sounds like it. It's Cornish moors.
Yeah.
You know, usually she's got a little bit of a gothic undertone. So let's see. I watched recently The Pursuit of Love on BBC.
Yeah.
So and yeah, I wanted to get back to Nancy Mitford. I've got a lot of her books in these beautiful editions. They're very colourful. I think they're vintage.
Lovely.
Are they? Yeah, or actually this might be Penguin, but they do some really, really beautiful editions of classics now, so I do like collecting them. Yeah. And I've read the other two in that trilogy, Sea of Love and Love in a Cold Climate, which I always get confused with Love in a Time of Cholera. I actually think when I was younger, I might have acquired both at the same time just to really confuse me.
Probably did.
Yeah, so I've read those two. And they were fun. And then this is Don't Tell Alfred, which is all about Fanny and Alfred later on in life. Yeah. So I think that could be good. Yeah. And then I bought some of these. I've only got two here. I've selected two, but I actually bought 4 of these beautiful Penguin English Library editions with the nice spines and the colourful pictures on the front. And so I have, because you've been talking about Great Expectations with reading The Dickens Boy.
Yes.
I thought, like, I have actually read this, but I thought I should read it again because I read it when I was quite young.
Oh, you
so
should. Yes.
Got that one, and that is a really nice copy, isn't it? It's
That's
pretty.
Lovely. Yep. Love it.
And then this is also beautiful. Look at that colour.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that pretty? So this is Frances Burney's book, Evelina, and I haven't read any Frances Burney, but again, she comes up. I think she's coming up in the not anthology C, so probably several years away for us. But she's written a few, and I think I'm going to really like her because it says, I should just read them back to you. So it says, in this comic and sharply incisive satire of excess and affectation, beautiful young Evelina falls victim to the rakish advances of Sir Clement Willoughby on her entrance to the world of fashionable London. So it sounds kind of like an early Jane Austen.
I'm loving that one. That's my pick.
Yeah, the manners and customs of the society she doesn't understand. Yeah, this is her first novel.
Sounds great, Rosie. Go with that one, I think.
You think this one so far? Yeah.
Yeah, and also
maybe
new to us, you know.
Yeah, brand new, and she's got some other ones as well. So when we get to that part in the not an anthology, I can try to read all of them. Is my plan. But yeah, I think it might be that part of 18th century literature that I really do like. So
yeah, I think that's got to be a good idea.
You think that's the winner? Well, there's 2 more. There's these lovely Virginia Woolf editions.
Ooh.
I think I've got almost all of them in this. It's just not the 2 that I already have copies of. So yeah, this is Orlando, which I think is the one I'm going to be most interested to read.
I love Orlando. That is really good. And I saw the theatre production a couple of years ago in Sydney, and it was absolutely brilliant. It was brilliant.
I love these because they have beautiful insides as well.
Oh, it's but this is a great story. It's a good one.
Yeah, so there's so many of us. I've only read Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse.
I haven't read. Okay.
And I think also A Room of One's Own.
Yep.
But that's all. And there's actually so
very, very, very interesting. I mean, obviously, it's her classic, you know, mood shifting periods of time.
Yeah, which is so ahead of its time.
Totally ahead of its time.
Yeah, which I think would be interesting.
That'll be a rich and challenging read.
Yeah, cool. And then the last one is one I think I got you this as well for Christmas.
You did.
They Were Sisters by Dorothy Whipple.
Yes. Ooh.
Which is the beautiful Persephone classic, the nice end page, the bookmark. Yeah. So I just know that I love Persephone classics, and I've got 3 more that I have to read in my to read shelf currently before I can buy any more. I keep acquiring them. And this one I think is supposed to be one of the bookshop's favorites. They love Dorothy Whipple. So yeah, but I don't know anything about what it's about. Do you remember? You started it, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, you'll love that. It's gentle.
Yeah.
But I think, so many. I think that Evelina. You think
Evelina wins?
Still going with Evelina. Yeah.
Right. I'll give Evelina a go and let you know what I think.
Yeah, I just think that would be good for this week.
Yeah. I probably will get through a few of them this week, I hope. But let's start with Evelina and see how we go.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'm reading today, in preparation for my trip to Canterbury, is Love Visions by Chaucer. I didn't want to start the Canterbury Tales yet because we're going to read that together.
Yeah.
So I'm holding off on that, but it's quite hard because they look so good. But this is so far great. There's 4 poems in here, they're kind of longer poems. And I've read the first 2 and I'm really liking them. It's basically that whole trope of the poet falls asleep and has a dream.
Yeah.
And they're all related to love. So I think, it's a lot of fun. The first one was just about he comes across a knight whose lover has died and it's all very sad. And then the second one was about going to meet Fame, like Lady Fame.
Oh yeah.
In the House of Fame. So he gets picked up by an eagle and taken to this place where he sees all of these famous people from literature and stuff. And actually, Geoffrey of Monmouth is mentioned in here.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Cool. I'm starting to love, that's what's really cool about doing the anthology challenge, is you get so many references to everything else and everything suddenly starts to come together.
Yeah. It's
so great. I'm really loving that. And I just finished Dante as well. And there's a lot of references to Dante in here too. Oh yeah. So that's really cool.
Great reading, Rosie.
So I've got a week of a lot of reading ahead of me, which is really exciting. I'm thrilled. So I just need to escape and read, which would be nice. Are you still reading the Dickens boy?
I'm reading that, and I'm also reading Oscar and Lucinda, Peter Carey's.
Well in advance of the readathon that's possibly happening in autumn.
Well, I wanted to refresh myself.
Well, I think that is everything. Please let me know what you're reading down below. Would love to hear. If you've read any of these classics, let me know as well, because it might push them up my priority list for which ones they get to. I think it will start with Evelina, but then the others are all fair game for the rest of the week. So I'll see.
It's nice to hear what other people are reading. It would be good. Suggestions are welcome for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Lovely. Okay. Look forward to it.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you again next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.